Welcome, I am your host, Mr. Stagg. Today we dive into Airbnb's wild ride from air mattresses to a multi-billion-dollar company. It's about travel, connection, and authentic experiences. So grab your favorite beverage and get ready to be amazed. This is the story of how three guys with an air mattress and a dream changed the world. Imagine a world where finding a place to stay was as easy as scrolling through your phone. Well, that's the world we live in today. And it's all thanks to Airbnb. But how did it all begin? Let's rewind to the early days when three friends, Brian Chesky, Joe Gebbia, and Nathan Blecharczyk, were struggling to pay their rent. They had an idea. Why not rent out air mattresses in their living room to people attending a design conference in San Francisco? It was a simple idea, but it was the spark that ignited a revolution in the travel industry. They launched a website, Airbed and Breakfast, and soon enough, they had their first three guests. The concept quickly gained traction, and within a few years, Airbnb had transformed from a quirky idea into a global phenomenon. Today, it boasts millions of listings in nearly every country on the planet, fundamentally changing how we travel and experience new places. So, how did a humble air mattress idea turn into a multi-billion-dollar empire? Stay tuned as we unravel the fascinating journey of Airbnb. In 2007, rent in San Francisco was skyrocketing. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia had an epiphany. A design conference was coming and all the hotels were booked. They offered their living room as a place to stay. They set up a simple website called Airbed and Breakfast. To their astonishment, three guests showed up. This was a Eureka moment. What started as a desperate attempt to make rent turned into an idea with massive potential. They needed a team. Enter Nathan Blecharczyk, a technical whiz and former roommate of Joe. With Nathan on board, they had the perfect blend of design, business acumen, and technical expertise. The dream team was formed. They faced numerous challenges and setbacks, but their persistence paid off. Their complementary skills transformed a quirky air mattress rental service into a groundbreaking business model. They rebranded as Airbnb, and the rest is history. Brian Chesky, born in 1981 in Niskayuna, New York, grew up with a love for art and design. He studied industrial design at the Rhode Island School of Design, RISD, where he met Gebbia. He originally wanted to design sneakers and became fascinated by how design could shape human behavior. Joe Gebbia, born in 1981 in Atlanta, Georgia, was also an RISD graduate with a background in fine arts and product design. A natural entrepreneur, he sold art and furniture designs before co-founding Airbnb. Known for his creative energy, he helped shape Airbnb's brand and ethos. Nathan Blecharczyk, born in 1983 in Boston, Massachusetts, was a programming prodigy who started coding at age 12. He studied computer science at Harvard and ran a profitable ad tech business in high school. He was instrumental in building the back-end systems of Airbnb and managing the company's global expansion. The road from an idea to a billion-dollar business is never straightforward. For Airbnb, it was no different. Brian, Joe, and Nathan faced many challenges. They needed funding and guidance. They showed true grit. They sold limited edition cereal boxes themed around the 2008 US presidential election. The breakthrough came when they applied to Y Combinator. Paul Graham saw their potential and accepted them. Y Combinator provided funding, mentorship, and a vital network. Airbnb evolved into a global phenomenon. After Y Combinator, Airbnb was ready to take on the world. Listings popped up globally, creating a world where anyone could belong anywhere. But with success came challenges. They had to scale quickly. Expanding listings, improving user experience, and ensuring safety were priorities. By 2011, Airbnb expanded to over 89 countries. Valued at over $1 billion, it became one of the fastest-growing startups. Each listing offered a chance to connect with local cultures. From celebrities to everyday travelers, everyone was talking about Airbnb. As Airbnb's empire expanded, the company faced growing pains. Scaling up to meet global demands wasn't smooth sailing. Rapid growth brought new challenges. The team navigated international markets and regulatory hurdles. The pressure was overwhelming at times, but the founders pushed through. Maintaining core values while expanding was a significant challenge. Brian, Joe, and Nathan wanted every Airbnb experience to feel personal and authentic. This meant investing in customer support, community building, and trust and safety measures. Despite challenges, Airbnb continued to innovate. They introduced new features like the Superhost program, recognizing the platform's best hosts. They also launched Airbnb experiences, allowing travelers to book unique activities hosted by locals. But rapid growth brought scrutiny from regulators. Cities imposed stricter regulations on short-term rentals, and Airbnb had to comply while growing its business. This meant complex negotiations with local governments and adjusting their business model to fit new legal frameworks. Through it all, the team remained steadfast in their mission. They knew navigating these challenges was necessary for building a global brand. As Airbnb scaled new heights, the landscape around them began to shift dramatically. The hospitality industry was evolving, and new competitors were entering the market. Regulatory frameworks were tightening, and cities around the world were scrutinizing short-term rental platforms more closely. The company found itself at a crossroads, needing to adapt swiftly to survive. The team faced mounting pressure to comply with an array of local laws and regulations. In some cities, short-term rentals were banned altogether, while others imposed strict licensing requirements. Airbnb had to engage in complex negotiations with local governments. This often meant making tough decisions about where and how they could operate, and then the world shut down. The COVID-19 pandemic brought the travel industry to a standstill, and Airbnb was not immune to its effects. With travel bans in place and people confined to their homes, the demand for short-term rentals plummeted. The company faced unprecedented challenges, and the future seemed uncertain. Brian, Joe, and Nathan had to make swift and difficult decisions to navigate this new reality. They implemented cost-cutting measures, including significant layoffs, to ensure the company's survival. But they also saw an opportunity to innovate and adapt. They introduced new safety protocols and flexible booking options, allowing guests to book with confidence during uncertain times. Amid the chaos, Airbnb's core values remained intact. The founders were determined to create a world where anyone could belong anywhere, even in the face of a global pandemic. They focused on supporting hosts and guests, providing resources and guidance to help them navigate the challenges of the new normal. Stay tuned as we continue the incredible journey of Airbnb. But this meteoric rise wasn't without its challenges. As Airbnb's footprint expanded, so did scrutiny from regulators, housing advocates, and communities. Cities like New York, Barcelona, and Berlin grappled with short-term rentals' impact on housing markets. Concerns arose about housing shortages, rising rents, and neighborhoods turning into tourist enclaves. The hotel industry lobbied for stricter regulations and a level playing field. Despite growing pains, Airbnb adapted its strategies to address critics' concerns. They implemented stricter policies, enhanced cleaning protocols, and guidelines for guest behavior. Engaging with city officials, they sought common ground for sustainable operations. Airbnb's success forced traditional travel industry players to adapt. While Airbnb battled back from the brink of COVID, its rivals weren't lounging by the pool. The travel industry is a jungle, and everyone wants a piece of the post-pandemic pie. Booking.com and Expedia have sharpened their claws, offering unique stays and experiences. Vrbo is nipping at Airbnb's heels in the whole home rental market. The Hiltons and Hyatts have upped their game with loyalty programs and boutique offerings. New challengers like Sonder and Blueground offer stylish, tech-enabled apartments. Airbnb's CEO Brian Chesky thinks big. He wants Airbnb to be a lifestyle brand synonymous with authentic travel experiences. Airbnb is betting on a future where flexibility, personalization, and technology converge. Chesky envisions a travel economy driven by remote workers and digital nomads. Picture working remotely in a Tuscan villa, then hopping on a video call with colleagues worldwide, later exploring hidden coves guided by local hosts. This is the future Airbnb is building towards, investing in AI-powered trip planning and dynamic pricing. Imagine an algorithm curating personalized itineraries. Prices adjust in real time for the best value. Airbnb leverages technology for a seamless travel experience. Today, Airbnb is a travel titan, publicly traded with a market capitalization of approximately $77.97 billion as of April 2025, but not without challenges. 2024 key numbers. Revenue, $10.5 billion, net income, $4 billion. Nights and experiences booked, 450 million, active listings, approximately 7 million. The business remains highly profitable and capital efficient, with strong cash flow and no need to own physical assets. Tell us what you think about the future of Airbnb in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe. Mr. Stag logging off.